It's a long story, but in 2007, my husband was bit by a tick, and 2012 was finally diagnosed with Lyme disease, and he has chronic neurological Lyme. Before we came down here, we were seeing that he was having kidney failure and liver failure and spleen issues, and that was really a byproduct of the antibiotics and just how much that was really causing damage to his body. But when Alan was first diagnosed, they thought it was Parkinson's. They thought it was Lou Gehrig's disease. I mean, everybody was misdiagnosing him. And when we finally found a doctor in the Washington, D.C. area who diagnosed Alan with Lyme disease, it was finally good to know what it was, but terrifying at the same time because we did not know what that meant. And at that point, after having it for over 5 years, he was starting to have some serious neurological issues and memory loss and losing feeling in his limbs, his knees and his joints failing him and him not being able to walk correctly, dragging his leg behind him, vision changes, all sorts of different neurological issues were happening. And at that point, again, we knew that the disease had really progressed. He was just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And fast forward 12 years again, our son found Biologix by doing a search of phage therapy after studying that in chemistry in college, which Dr. Jernigan here at Biologix, I know that's one of his big claim to fame and his invention here that he created. And phage therapy has been around for a while. It's just unfortunate that it is not as widely accepted in the medical community, but come to Biologix and you will receive something tried and true and tested, and there are results, proven results that it can heal you from this disease and other things that you're dealing with. And when we found Biologix Center and we came down here and tried it, like I said, it's just a whole new world opened up to us. And the healing was finally visible. Finally got my husband to smile again. Finally got him out of bed. Finally got him able to walk, take a long walk with me. You know, over all this time, I was losing my husband. I was losing my partner, and watching him just fade away from me was breaking my heart. So I owe all of his healing to the Biologix Center and the doctors and the technicians here. When we first came in, I have to admit, we were a little skeptical. We weren't sure. This was such a different treatment protocol than anything and everything we had tried before that we weren't sure what to expect. On the drive down from Virginia here to Tennessee, we decided we're going to go into this with an open mind. We had prayed about it. We just knew that this was going to be something different and something we had never experienced before, but we thought, got to give it a try. First, when we walked in, we were greeted by such friendly, warm, welcoming staff. The doctors, like I said, the massage therapists, the other treatment technicians, everybody here is so kind and warm and welcoming and understanding. And that was new to us. It felt like every time we went to other doctors' offices, nobody really understood what we were feeling. They thought it was in our head. They thought we were crazy. And so finally to walk in and have people understand exactly what we were going through and what Alan was suffering with was remarkable. And so on our first meeting with our doctor, oh my goodness, Alan was sharing his symptoms, and doctor reached over, grabbed a book off his bookshelf, opened it up to a page, and turned it around and showed us literally a picture of everything that my husband had been suffering with. And not only was it the Lyme, but it was mold. And all of the symptoms that Alan had just listed were literally visibly right here in this book. And so a light bulb went off. It's like, wow, okay, finally we feel like we're being heard. Finally we feel like we're not crazy. Finally we feel like somebody understands what Alan is going through and what he's suffering with. They diagnosed more in him in the first 2 hours than Alan had received in the past 12 years. And we started the journey of finally finding something that was going to work. But while we were here, we found that the disease had started to really show itself. And as people that suffer from Lyme know, that you have multiple forms of both the spirochete and the cyst form of the infection, and we were able to track when it would go through that cycle. We were able to notice that the medications and the tinctures that Biologix was providing to Alan was really killing this thing. We saw more positivity in that short period of time than we had seen in 12 years. And just to be able to identify and target those things that Alan was suffering with and be able to treat them was life-changing. Life-changing. But everybody here is remarkable and so knowledgeable and so understanding and so kind. And your health and your treatment is their number one priority, even for the spouses and the family members that come with the patients that are treated here. This is a experience as a loved one that we don't typically get. So it's just as healing for us as it is for the patient, because we have lived with the sick people for so long and feeling so helpless to be able to help them, the people that we love the most. So to be able to come here to the Biologix Center and talk to family members and loved ones of those that are going through the same thing was treatment for us, was helpful for us. A lot of times the loved ones think that maybe the patient is just complaining too much. Maybe it's just in their head. And to hear other patients come in and suffering from the same thing was therapeutic for all of us. And when we were here the first time, this is now our second visit here, we left with everybody's phone numbers and emails. And just to be able to keep in touch with those people and pray for them and know that they're doing better too is encouraging to both my husband and myself. That when we all left after being treated, that we continued to improve. You know, this isn't a disease that gets better overnight. This is a fight. This is a battle. And I think anybody that has any experience with Lyme or mold or other co-infections or other ailments, no matter what it is, know that sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you and really hear you, to be able to treat you the way you need to be treated to finally feel better. And this is the place to come for that. Biologix Center is amazing. And if you're on the fence and you're watching this, I know that I was there one time too when we watched all the testimonials on Biologix website. They all really resonated with us because each and every person that gave their testimony touched on something that we had been dealing with for the past 12 years. And if you're watching this now and you're questioning whether this is for you, I highly encourage you to take this step, to take this chance. If you haven't tried anything like this, trust it, take the chance, come down here, be seen by Dr. Jernigan and his staff, because they truly are amazing. After watching my husband and really multiple people that I care about suffer from this disease, it takes your life from you. It takes your family from you. It takes time away from you. If you feel that way, you really need to think about coming to the Biologix Center, because I promise you, you will leave here feeling better than you have felt in years. And to trust it, to trust the process, and to trust yourself that this is something that will change your life. It'll give you your family time back. It'll give you your personal time back, your work time back. The things that you enjoy to do, you'll be able to start to do again. Finally being here and watching the improvement of not only my husband, but every other patient that I'm seeing and talking to their family members while we're in the lobby is fabulous and so inspiring and so remarkable. And I can't thank the staff here enough. I know that this, again, it seemed different from what we were used to, and it's so unfortunate that traditional medicine doesn't adapt to this level of functional health that Dr. Jernigan here has created. Because if the medical community would take an ounce of what they do here, people would feel so much better. Some of the treatments that are taking place here, they're revolutionary. I mean, who would think that a hyperbaric chamber would bring so much healing to a person? Or the light therapies that they've received. Again, these are all very revolutionary and very different from what we're used to, but it works. And I wouldn't have believed it firsthand, but I've seen it with my own eyes. In fact, the first week my husband was here, and my husband suffered also from chronic migraines, over 20 a month. And they were debilitating. And his blood pressure was skyrocketing, and I was worried he was going to have a stroke. When we were here, we were in with Dr. Shoemaker, and Alan started to feel a migraine coming on. And when they come on, those of you who suffer with them know, when they're coming, just get to a dark place because you're going to be in a battle for a little while. He gave Alan some holistic treatments and therapies, and again, I wouldn't have believed it unless I saw it with my own two eyes. He stopped a migraine in its tracks. And within 10 minutes, that migraine was just a dull headache. And within maybe an hour, there was nothing. And no drug on the market, and trust me, we've tried them all, took a headache away like that. So, and actually since then, it was January 29th of 2024. And today is April 5th. Knock on wood, he has not had one migraine since. And that is a testimony to what they have found in Alan's body, and they've been able to target it and treat it. And because they were able to do that, Alan has not had a migraine in, 2 months, 3 months, when we were having over 20 a month. For him to be able to give Alan treatments that immediately took it away was truly a miracle. And I watched it with my own two eyes. I would not have believed it, but I saw it. So we have that protocol at home in the event that one starts to come on. We know what to give Alan that was given to us here that will stop it. So the treatments work, and they're bringing healing and comfort to everybody that comes through here. Yeah, it was pretty cool.